conventional personal development advice is that you should get up at 5 a.m. But today I want to talk about why I don't get up at 5 a.m. anymore, and it's not because I fell off the wagon, and I actually do a better job of personal development and self-care because of it. Hey friends, welcome back. I'm Kelsey and I blog at simplybentley.com about all things self-care and finding your spark. And today I want to talk about the common advice that is to wake up at 5 a.m. and do this great morning routine and how you have to do that in order to have the best possible personal development results. And I'm here to tell you, I actually did subscribe to this advice for a long time. I wrote a post about it on my blog. I talked about all the cool stuff you could do when you wake up at 5 a.m. And now, after doing it for a while, like a couple of years, I actually don't do that anymore. I don't wake up at 5 a.m. anymore. In fact, I used to wear it as a badge of honor, the fact I'm up by 5 a.m. Sometimes I would get up at 4 or 4:30 a.m. and I just felt like that meant something. But the thing is that I actually work a really irregular schedule. And I don't know about you, if you're the type of person whose schedule is not an 8 to 5, you might have found the same thing. And that is that it can be really challenging to maintain a 5 a.m. wake up time if your schedule is all over the place. So that being said, I just really want to dig into why the 5 a.m. wake up time is not necessarily the best advice for every single person and how you can kind of adapt your schedule and adapt your routines to make sure that you're getting all the benefits that a person with a normal schedule might benefit from having a 5 a.m. wake up time to your irregular schedule. So let's get started. As I mentioned, one of the biggest reasons that I stopped waking up at 5 a.m. is that I have a very irregular schedule. So some days I work maybe 10 to 3, and that's great. And that's a great day to wake up at 5 a.m. But sometimes I work 9 to 8 or 9 to 9 or noon to 9 or whatever. And that means I'm not getting home until way past the time that I should be in bed trying to go to sleep if I want to be up at 5 a.m. And what I would do previously is that I would go ahead, come home, take my wind down time, but then still get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, be totally unrested, and really not be all that productive as I should be if I was going to wake up at 5 a.m. So when you have a schedule where you work later in the evening, it's not always easy to come home, wind down, settle in for the evening, maybe eat. I am a late eater. If you're a healthy type person, maybe don't follow that advice, but I've always been that way. That's just how my body and my routine work. And so doing all that in the evening after I get home kind of late, it really pushes back my bedtime, which can make it very hard to be up by 5 a.m. Not only that, but the second reason that I stopped waking up at 5 a.m. is the fact that I started actually listening to my body. And this is something that I learned just earlier this year, and I still am not super in depth with all the types, but we all have a sleep chronotype, and my chronotype is bear, and bears need our rest. If you want to find out more about your sleep chronotype, I will leave a link in the description below so that you can kind of take the quiz, discover for yourself what your type is. But the thing is that if my body needs sleep and I'm denying myself sleep, it's not really doing any good for my productivity, for my self-care, not to listen to my body in that way. And when I do what I need to do to get the sleep that I need, even if I'm not waking up at 5 a.m., but still in enough time to do a morning routine and go through the steps that I need to in the morning, I'm actually doing a lot more service for myself and taking much better care of myself in that way. Finally, and this is the most important part, I can still achieve my goals if I don't wake up at 5 a.m. The thing is that for so long in the personal development world, people have been like, you have to grind, you have to wake up at 5 a.m., you have to wake up at 4 a.m. in order to be able to achieve your goals and to do what you always wanted to do. And if you don't wake up at 5 a.m. and do the morning routine and do the thing, you're never gonna reach your goals and you're gonna fail and it sucks to be you. That's basically the conventional advice that's out there. And to be honest, I'm kind of tired of hearing it because I can still reach my goals without a 5 a.m. wake up time. In fact, because I've realized my body's natural rhythms and I've realized my need for sleep, I've actually made so much more progress this year because I actually have the energy and the focus when I am working towards my goals. It's all about what you are making it mean that you don't wake up at 5 a.m. But the thing is that if we assign meaning to an arbitrary time, because that's all it is, it's an arbitrary time that somebody decided 5 a.m. is the time to achieve your goals. If we assign so much meaning to that we have to do it to achieve our goals, and if we're not doing it, then we're not going to achieve our goals, then no, we're probably not going to. But here's the thing, and here is where it all comes together, is that you have to find your figurative 5 a.m. time. If somebody is working an 8 to 5 and normally would get up at maybe 6 or 7, but still be able to make a decent bedtime, then yeah, 5 a.m. is a totally reasonable time for them to get up, do a long morning routine, all that sort of thing. But if you have a schedule that's all over the place, all night long, late into the evening, whatever, and you're trying to wake up at 5 a.m., you're going to break down your body, you're going to not have the focus that you need, and it's going to be harder to do the things that you want to do because you're going to be exhausted all the time. So what I recommend and what I have started doing is figure out what your figurative 5 a.m. is. Basically what that means is that whatever your good wake up time, like a time where you've had enough sleep over the night, what would be your good wake up time? And then see how far you can creep that back so that way you can incorporate some of those morning routine habits, make time to work on your goals or work out or do the thought work that you need to do. Do those things in that time. If you're the type of person who normally sleeps until 10 a.m. because you have a late shift, try getting up at 9 or 9:30. Just because you're not getting up at 5 a.m. doesn't mean it's not a figurative 5 a.m. for you. So I just wanted to make this video today to give you guys a little bit of encouragement. If you're like me, you work in a regular schedule and it's been really hard for you to maintain a 5 a.m. wake up time. You don't actually have to do it. You just have to find what works for your body and what your figurative 5 a.m. time is. So I hope this was helpful to you, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I'll leave some links in the description for the sleep chronotype and also some of the things that I do in my figurative 5 a.m. wake up time. I will leave those things in the description below, and leave your comments and let me know. Do you have an irregular schedule? Is the 5 a.m. wake up time something that's good for you, bad for you? I'd love to know. Let's have a discussion in the comments, and I will see you soon. See you later.